Persona 5 Royal is officially out, but you're probably wondering if it's all that different from the original. The short answer is yes. The differences in Royal are pretty significant and they extend from the narrative to the combat mechanics. So let's run you through everything you need to know. The most obvious new additions are the new characters and the new semester, which comes at the conclusion of the original game. Although you're gonna have to make sure you max out the confidant arcs of Akechi and newcomers Kasumi and Marui if you want to see it. To get all the details on that one, be sure to watch our video that covers the process without spoilers. Kasumi Yoshizawa is a new addition at Shujin Academy, and she's an honor student and gymnast. Similarly, Takuto Marui joins the cast of characters after the first palace mission comes to a close. He's the school's new guidance counselor, and fortunately he comes part and parcel with some of the most useful confidant abilities in the game, including getting you permanent SP boosts and abilities to top it up when you're in need. This is just one of the avenues Royal has created to make sure you have an easier time getting SP, which was a rare and vital resource in the original game. There are extensive new narrative beats to explore with Kasumi and Marui, and another new thing is that you'll actually get to hang out with Akechi for the first time.
You're back awfully late. How has business been for you lately?
Akechi and Kasumi can be found in the new location Kichijoji. It contains a bunch of new stores, one of which lets you sell sooty clothing for money and points that you can trade for clothing grab bags among other handy items. There's also a dart and billiards parlor called Penguin Sniper. Playing darts ups your baton pass ability with each teammate, and billiards increases the damage you'll do with technical hits in the metaverse, not to be missed. The new story moments are best left for you to discover, so I won't spoil anything, but those three characters aren't the only new hangout options. Your Velvet Room prison wardens Justine and Caroline are also available to hang out outside of their traditional confidant route, which still asks you to fuse specific personas. The twins will ask you to take them to specific places that humans frequent around Tokyo, and the dialogue is genuinely hilarious, so if you have the time to do so, I'd recommend it. You'll also get skill cards each time you take them out for your trouble. Though there are a lot of things to do and so little time to do it, confidants will now call you after you hang out with them, giving you an opportunity to score some more social points with them and make it easier to go for that all-important goal of maxing out every confidant. As an important PSA, make sure you have a persona on hand with the same arcana as your confidant to get extra social points in every conversation, including phone calls. One of the best new additions that branches across daily life and dungeon crawling is far better UI indications of what you can do, what you should do, and how to do it. There are easy access menus to let you know what confidants are available, and heading into your map menu lets you know what stat can be improved if you spend your time at different activities, or if there's a confidant to hang out with in a certain location. Additionally, trying to negotiate with a shadow will prompt one of your teammates to remind you how to speak to them based on their temperament. These additions are just a few examples of the larger quality of life overhaul to make sure you have a better idea of what you're doing in Persona 5, which can be a bit inundating for newcomers. When you change into something far less comfortable but far cooler in the metaverse, you'll see a handful of differences there too. Personas now have unique traits that do things like reducing SP cost, upping damage in certain circumstances, or increasing the chance of avoiding an ailment. These let you precisely hone the skill set of each persona, especially in cases where you fuse multiple persona and can choose which trait you want to assign them from a small selection. The Velvet Room now offers exciting risk-free challenge battles with enticing rewards, though only one mode is completely free to play and the others are paid DLC. Your fellow Phantom Thieves also now develop Showtime attacks, random cooperative super moves with their own cutscenes that chop a ton of health out of an enemy at no extra cost to your SP or HP. You'll only need one of the teammates in your party who has a Showtime attack unlocked to unleash it, but it's more likely to happen when an enemy is about to go down or party members are in trouble.
What a master!
Pour my soul into this bowl!
Now that's what I'm talking about! I'm trying to eat here!
And sometimes you'll face off against disaster shadows, which explode upon their death, damaging any other shadows still breathing. They won't hit first, but if you hit them without killing them, they will do quite a lot of damage.
Ouch! Skull's been knocked flat! I think not.
Palaces now have extra regions to explore thanks to the addition of the grappling hook, which is basically used as a tool to open up dungeons further without messing with the established layout. Oftentimes, following these routes will lead you to a will seed. These little skull dudes replenish a small amount of SP for each of your allies, and when you collect all 3, you get a neat accessory. In my experience, these are often quite powerful and well worth your time. Though there are some disappointing changes like the removal of the DVD exploit from the original game where you never had to pay a late fee, so you now need to buy an annual membership just like an upstanding citizen, most differences are largely very welcome. Chief among them is that Mementos is far less of a grindy drag. It's frequented by a young boy called Jose who lives there and eats flowers for some reason. Yeah, I don't know, it's Persona. Anyway, he'll trade you all sorts of handy items for flowers you collect, and in exchange for gathering stamps from posts scattered around Mementos, he can boost the experience, money, or items you gain from Mementos. This is a super useful leveler and a way to get crazy quick cash. He will also take the accessories formed out of will seeds and soup them up into an even better item. There's also a great new change to the Velvet Room, where an alarm can be triggered when you take on a bunch of enemies in a row. The alarm increases the effectiveness of Persona Fusion, Execution, and Isolation, but you can only do each kind of activity once or you'll get completely different results than what you expect. In my experience, trying to do these activities twice usually isn't something you want, but alarms are well worth taking advantage of to get powered up personas through fusion and better items through itemization. That's already a very lengthy list, but I should also mention my favorite change in Persona 5 Royal. Caroline and Justine's special treatment ability that lets you pay a hefty sum for powerful personas far above your current level has been bumped down to a rank 5 reward, meaning you'll have access to it much sooner. You used to have to hit rank 10 for this ability, but rank 10 now just makes using the ability cheaper. If you spent time in Persona 5 wishing you could get the ultra powerful and cool looking uber high level personas, this change makes achieving that a lot easier and it happens a lot sooner. Honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg for the differences you can find in Persona 5 Royal. There's so much more here, it's presented in an easier to understand way, and the narrative and combat elements are more extensive and interesting. If you haven't played Persona 5 yet, you'll definitely want to skip straight to Royal, and if you have played the original, dropping 150 hours into this one is absolutely worth it. Make sure to keep an eye out for our Persona 5 Royal review out this week and the rest of our Persona 5 Royal features.